So I'm going to start talking about we're going to spend the next amount of time until lunch. Sorry, okay, we're going to spend the next hour and 15 minutes. We're going to pack that go bag, and we're going to pack it in, baby, in an hour and 15. It's the apocalypse. We're running. We got to do it. We're going to take you through 3 different activities. And the first activity is my mom is passing around a special item.
Yes. So now your little secret table's over here. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, there should be 3 tables have a green bag, and you're welcome to open that green bag. And then everyone should have some beautiful stones. And you get to choose a stone that you feel super compelled to, drawn to, that you want to hold and love. And then there's more stones at tables if there's one that you want a different color. Okay. This is not just an ordinary stone.
No.
This is a very, very special stone.
And we were inspired to do this activity by the following passage from Cherie Dimeline's How Story Saves Us from Our Anxiety. You know what to do. I wrote about the context is last year I had a particularly bad month of anxiety. I spoke with an elder who advised me to do 2 things. See a doctor. Good advice. If I hadn't already. And second, to write the story of my specific community and it would have the ability and the language to make me feel better. I wrote about who I was descended from, where my stories come from, and everything that I could remember that I had ever been told. Turns out the elder was right. I admit she usually is. This story was absolute medicine. This story reminded me and continues to remind me that I'm part of something bigger, an important part of a larger narrative. It's a story that I return to in moments when I'm feeling too small, too mixed, too colonized. It has become like a worry doll or a smooth rock to rub. That I am of these specific and resilient people all the way back in time, rolling up till today, and it tells me in no uncertain terms that I am enough.
Additionally, she writes about how, as we've mentioned, Lee Miracle, her mentor. And then she had just finished writing the manuscript for Marrow Thieves. And she said, I felt buoyant, like everything was going to be different, and that I had earned the right to walk across that level ground of my storyscape because I was the one who had leveled it. Lee was good at that, doing so much work and then heaping praise on the smallest steps you took in taking on the slightest of burdens, especially when she could see how hard the approach to even begin was. I don't know if you've ever had a writing project that you've had to begin. I'm sure you've worked with students who struggled to, start. But she says, this is so, think about is hold your rock, hold your chosen beautiful stone. She says, her office was just north of Chinatown in Toronto. So I walked down Spadina Road and went into the first shop that I found. I picked up a tiny charm, AKA rock, and with a rabbit on it, the kind of thing you would put on a key ring, and I bought it. And then I stood outside, it was gray and windy, and held that little plastic charm and really felt exactly how I felt at that moment. Every little bit of it. And I still have that charm, and every time I hold it, I am brought right back to that moment, right back to that feeling I try to do that now more nowadays, and I try to feel all the beauty and power when it comes. We deserve all of it. We deserve to have what Lee called full banquet living. Any of you seen Auntie Mame, Rosalind Russell?
Me.
100 times in her childhood. As she says in there, life is a banquet, and most poor blankety blanks are starving. Let's eat.
And then another Lee Miracle quote is what's the one, the dancing on the rocks?
Oh, yeah.
I think you know it though.
It is. She says, Lee once said something that has always to me has allowed me to truly understand that walls can come down. Roadblocks are temporary and everything can be celebrated. Lee Miracle said, my life has been a long, slow journey over very sharp rocks. But gee be it if I didn't dance over every last one of them. Okay. So you have this beautiful stone, and in the apocalypse or in the day-to-day in challenging times, it's important to remember joy, to be just full body, filled with joy, to be like Lee Miracle, full banquet living. So what we'd like you to do is spend some time imbuing that rock with personal memories of joy. Now, these are not just regular rocks too. These are like gems. And so some people believe that some of these gems actually do hold energy. And so there's some science behind that too. But this is just a smooth, beautiful place for you to infuse memory in there. We're going to ask you to write a journal entry in your journal about a time when you felt affirmed, grounded, joyful, and or at peace. And so once you have some time to spend time with your story and your rock and imbuing that, don't forget to imbue it because that's super important. We want you to write about memories of joy associated with this rock, what brings you the most joy, or how can you hold on to hope during difficult times. So we'll ask you to do a little share around about joy in your group. So we're going to give you a couple minutes to write and imbue joy. I feel like maybe we should have some
Peaceful
Earth, Wind, and
music?
Fire. Oh, peaceful music or Earth, Wind, and Fire.
As someone who is a high energy, definitely got a lot out of this published lecture on anxiety. I need peace, right? I don't need earth, wind, and fire because that's my life. I need to go outside to imbue my rock with its special energy. So if you need to take a couple minutes to go on a walk and imbue, please do so. And be prepared to share. Now we're kind of going into you're in your chosen. Each table is its own chosen family unit, and you're going to survive the apocalypse together. So do your personal reflections, and then share with your group, and we'll wrap up this activity at 12:10.
To do a little, 12? No.
Sorry.
11.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 11:10.
Yeah, so we've got 15 minutes. So
15
take
minutes.
maybe 7 minutes to write, and then at least 7 minutes to share out with each other. And then once your group has written about joy, make sure everyone has an opportunity to share their imbued stone joy story.
Are you sure you don't have one like
Children after
I kind of just a little bit
of love and peace, like your baby's not here,
I started out as
their morning bread. All they
George,
know
like
is
everything
everything
that
good
I
for, but
but
all they know is that you're their world, they love you.
the part just right now
That joy.
yeah, so I kind of
Actually, in my bed, it was just.
I'm like being as prepared as I can. Because rocket excited about things. And while my I was just like,
So we're going to bring you back gently. So as soon as everyone finishes sharing, did everybody have a chance to share joy? Okay, because we know what's really important is that we need to be able to call up our joyful moments, as Elizabeth was sharing in the darkness, that sliver of light. So we want you to continue to bring joy along with you on this journey. And so this rock activity is inspired by the themes in the book, particularly how these characters use small objects like rocks to ground themselves and maintain hope. So we want you, and hopefully you could think about ways that this curriculum or using this kind of novel or work with young people can be really challenging. And so we don't want it to remain damage-centered. And throughout the books, all the characters, even though they're experiencing horrible circumstances, have personal resources of joy. So we wanted to highlight that with you. All right.
And you'll have an opportunity to share we're going to ask your small groups to share some of your journeys through the world of Marrow Thieves at the end of the day. So keep your reflections in your hearts and minds for that sharing at the end.